The Nintendo Switch is 4 years old now. Jeez, you feel old yet? Because I'm only 14 years old and I feel like I'm 73. But it's now 4 years old. Yeah, 4 years. Probably over 4 years when this video comes out, because I just got started working on it 2 days before the anniversary of the Switch. I should probably rename my channel Not Normal the Procrastinator, but I mean, that would be really long. However, I'm not going to do the Scott the Walls on you. I'm not going to be reviewing the last year of the Switch. I'm mainly going to be talking about the console as a whole. But anyways, I'm going to be talking about what the Switch gets right and what it doesn't get right. However, while talking about the pros, we gotta get the hipster shades. Why? Because you can't talk about the Switch without any hipster shades. However, let's talk about the things the Switch does good. I will give it credit. The Switch is very accessible for the younger audience. It's very durable, so that when your toddlers get their hands on it, it's not easy to break. Even though it's fairly easy to scratch. Get that knife away from my Switch! It feels sturdy enough so that the kid won't break it day one, but it also feels like a device, not a toy. I will say though, the kickstand is very flimsy, and just if you touch it, it's gone. And I think in concept, the Joy-Cons are really great. You're able to take them off the Switch itself and then pair it to a controller. Perfect! And while it's not perfect, it's still a good concept. The Switch dock is also pretty great too. It is a very comfortable way to take your Switch out and into the dock. However, as great as that is, it also can scratch your Switch while putting it in or out of the dock. Nothing a screen protector can fix though. However, with all that said though, it doesn't really have much going for it as a console. Main draw is you can play it in handheld mode and use it as a console. Hardware or specs wise, it's nothing really all that special at all. It does its job well, that's all I'll say. But now we have to look depressed since we're now getting into the cons of the Nintendo Switch. So if the 3 people out there watching this video is like, wow, this sounds like a great deal, keep in mind these things I'm about to bring up. Because no console's perfect. Especially the Ouya. As good of a company as Nintendo can be, holy crap, they make some stupid decision. For instance, remember when I said the Joy-Cons were good in concept? Yeah, they're only good in concept. Joy-Con drift is a real problem, and the fact that Nintendo doesn't even do anything about it, let alone acknowledge it, is even more pitiful. You know what Joy-Con drift is, you've heard about it, it works on Switch Lite models as well, and it can happen to just about anybody. Let me tell you a bit of a story of mine. I had a PlayStation 3, loved it as a kid, however when we moved up a bit to the north side of the US, some hand sanitizer got in the PS3 controller and whacked it up, which was having me do the commands, which I didn't even press the button to do so. It was whacked up. That's my point. But Joy-Cons? Didn't spill any hand sanitizer on this. And yet there's so many cases of Joy-Con drift. So bad that Nintendo's nearly gotten sued. Twice! They were able to get out of both lawsuits as far as I know. I would argue that Joy-Con drift isn't even the whole problem. I took good care of my Switch, and like 7 months in, my right Joy-Con's shoulder button just straight up stopped working, resulting in me wanting to go in rather than paying like $40 to get a new one, and snapping something I shouldn't have. And even when I tried and played without the shoulder button, the Joy-Con drift was occurring on that one. And let me tell you, people are getting sick of throwing out $80 Joy-Cons. That's right. Yep, that's right. $80 of your hard-earned cash. The most expensive controller on the market, and yet it sometimes doesn't even work properly. Again, there's the problem that the Switch dock scratches the screen, and the fact that the Switch is lacking apps like Netflix, Hulu, any of those. And sometimes these issues can absolutely break your experience. There are some really unlucky people out there, let me tell you. There was a comment on a YouTube video concerning Joy-Con drift, and he said he threw out 8 pairs of Joy-Cons. 8! And again, the fact that it doesn't have Netflix, Hulu, any streaming services, that's kind of disappointing. And if you're not careful with their thingies, Switch dock can completely destroy your Switch's screen. Heck, there's been reports about the Switch destroying itself and overheating. And if that happens to you, you're a goner, because all Nintendo can offer you is, it happened, I'm sorry. While telling their associates, yeah, don't worry, we got the money. But anyways, I'm moving on now. Let's move on to the games. If you're not buying this console for the console, you're buying it for the games. But are they even good? Obviously, you haven't seen any of my videos or anyone else's. Most, if not all, the games by Nintendo are absolutely incredible. Heck, I would say most games that you've heard are absolutely incredible. I'll say without any doubt in my mind that every genre of game has a fantastic game that you can play. Retro, Mario 64, and Sonic Mania. Sports, Rocket League. Racing, Asphalt 9, which is free by the way. Or if you're 50 years old, SNES and NES games. There is a type of game on this console that you will love. Heck, even if you like Monopoly, which I don't know why you would, is on here. So I mean, if you're like 80 years old, if you're old, Switch still got you covered. Sure, not every game is perfect, but I think for what it's worth, there's more good games on here than bad ones. And sometimes there'll just be those days where you want to be killed by a cloud with items on, at one stock. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. The games are the main reason why you would want to buy this console. But let's just get to the answer. Is the Switch worth it? It depends. If you're willing to accept some of the problems the Switch has and just want to play the game, go for it. But even if you do want to do that, I would recommend you wait a bit. There's a crap ton of rumors going around that there's going to be a Pro release sometime this year. And if that thing turns out to be as powerful as people are making it out to be, wait for that. And since Nintendo wants money from everybody, they'll probably make quite a few exclusive games on that thing. But if you're not too interested in the catalog of games this has to offer, I think it's safe to say you can easily skip out. 4 years later, does it still hold up? Absolutely, but it's not the perfect console all of us hoped it would be in 4 years. But I think it's a good console. The Switch has a crap ton of promise added to it over the past 4 years. And the Switch has a lot going for it. So, yeah, it's held up well in the past 4 years. If you own a Switch and you just want to justify your purchase, I suppose. Did you get your birthday party yet? Good, you got it. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you made it this far, thank you. I think only one person's made it through all of my videos, and that's my dad. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please have yourself a fantastic day, and take care.